Y'all, it's your girl Jada, and I am here with a little get ready with me, sip with me kind of thing. I've got some coffee. I'm gonna show you how I did my makeup like this, and we're gonna talk specifically about coronavirus. And yeah, if you want to see all that, if you want to chat with me, have some one-on-one time, just keep on watching, and we'll just hop right in. Oh, what I'm drinking today, I'm actually sipping on is Trader Joe's dark roast, and then I put peppermint mocha creamer in there. So yeah, pretty good. Just some kind of seasonal or whatever. And don't be too hard on me. I have never done anything like this before, so I don't really know how this goes, but I'm gonna try. So first, I'm just gonna moisturize my face, and as y'all can see, like I don't know if that's gonna focus. But that's the e.l.f. Happy Hydration Cream. It's got sativa oil in it, so it's really good for your skin. I'm gonna moisturize first, and then we are gonna get to talking. Obviously, coronavirus is just, it's on everybody's mind. Everybody's been talking about it. You see it in politics, you see it in media, you see it, everywhere, social media. And it's crazy how within a couple months, it's literally taken over society, everything. In such a short amount of time. And I think it's really because we haven't seen anything like this, not in modern day. Even H1N1, I remember people being scared, but I don't think I remember we didn't have this much of a frenzy, and it kind of died out kind of fast. But anyways, yeah, these past couple of months I think have just been difficult for everybody. And I don't know about you guys. How has it changed the trajectory of your life? So many people have missed certain life moments, whether it be weddings, whether that be graduation. Like for me, it was so hard to graduate this year and not be able to walk, not be able to enjoy those things. So it's definitely changed a lot of things, and it's sad. Obviously, people, are having family and friends that are passing away. And then even just the financial toll it's taken on so many people, which we are going to get into real quick before I get on a tangent. So this is the Poreless Putty Primer by e.l.f. And it just kind of blurs your pores. But yeah, it's definitely changed our everyday, day-to-day life, even with the holidays coming up. I know, like Thanksgiving, I didn't end up going home, and there were a lot of people, it's been really small, immediate family, like mom, dad, you, that's it. And Christmas, I feel like, is going to be the same way. And it's unfortunate because I feel like, especially in hard times like this, or we're dealing with so much trauma, you really want to be able to lean on your family, be around your family. And it's hard when you have to social distance like this. And it's necessary, but it is very difficult. And I don't know about you guys. You know what? Hold that thought, because I left my beauty blender in the bathroom. I'll be right back. Y'all, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm going to be doing my makeup without my beauty blender. But anyways, as I was saying, I don't know about you guys, but it's been hard to stay in the house. It's been hard not to do anything, I think the first couple of months, it wasn't so bad. You got to have a lot more downtime than you're normally used to. But now, it just gets harder and harder to sit still, look at the same four walls. But, those impacts are pretty, across the board. We pretty much can all agree that, it's changed everything. But I think one thing that I've noticed the most out of this virus that I think we're getting to the point where we're discussing it, but I think because we're dealing with so much trauma at one time, it's kind of hard to have these conversations, is what this virus has revealed about us as people and this society. Not even revealed, but highlighted. Because these things were already there. But, it kind of put a microscope on them. So, I'll say the first thing that I kind of want to get into is this cognitive dissonance. I don't know, it's like, it kind of feels like everybody's living in their own version of the corona reality. Like, some people, for them, and especially, when things first started, were in this, doomsday kind of way of living, and there's some people that are still going on with everyday life as if nothing has happened, as if nothing has changed. And I don't know, I have mixed feelings about that. Like, I get it. You want to be able to enjoy life. Life shouldn't have to stop. You know, I get all of that. But at the same time, I think that kind of thinking and that kind of brushing it off has kind of led to the problem that we're at right now, where things have gotten worse, where people aren't taking things this seriously. And I understand, like I just said, like I get tired of being in the house too, you know. So I understand people's frustration. But I think it's just this lack of sense of urgency that has created this problem and made this problem even bigger than it was in the beginning. And I feel like, you know, at first, I remember like at first it's not that serious. It's just like the flu. And granted, we didn't have all the information that we have now. Or it just impacts older people. And you know what? I think I even got wrapped up in that myself. I'm ashamed to say. And I think that not only showed some of our ignorance as a people, but ageism as well, ableism. You know, some of us were still, and myself included, you know, I have to be transparent and be honest, some of us were still going on with everyday life, like I was saying. And it was kind of like, well, it doesn't affect me, it doesn't hurt me, so I should be good, you know what I mean? And the only people who are impacted, you know, are older people and people with weaker immune systems. So then people get this mentality, well, if it doesn't apply, then let it fly. And even working in retail, I've seen that a lot. You know, you're supposed to love thy neighbor, look out for thy neighbor, but it's become a lot of, I'm just going to look out for myself. Even when it comes to the anti-maskers thing, you know, people who feel like their rights are being infringed on or whatever. It's like, even if you don't want to wear a mask for yourself, wear a mask for somebody else. Even if you feel like it's a hoax, which so many people are saying it's not real, which at this point, with all these people dying, you're not convincing me that, but okay. And then they don't want to wear a mask. Well, if you don't want to wear a mask, at the very least, be conscientious enough to wear one for somebody else. And that's what I say, it's just revealing a lot of selfishness about people. You know, believe what you want to believe, but there's people out here who are deathly afraid. I mean, especially older people in my family who are so afraid of getting it. And people just don't care. People just don't care. And I think the biggest thing that I've seen, hold on, I think this is pretty even. Oh, if y'all wanted to know real quick, foundation is the Maybelline Superstay foundation. This is in the color Warm Sun, I believe. I don't know why I showed y'all the bottom like it was gonna show, but it's on the back. Now I'm about to conceal with my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is in Tan Walnut. I really love these concealers and they're cheap, y'all. But anyways, this is not a beauty video. Now, the biggest thing that is revealed for me personally is privilege. People's privilege has been shown all throughout this virus. And you see it. I mean, you see it in the numbers. You see what demographics are impacted, who are considered high risk. You know, as somebody who, again, works retail, and I'm also somebody, so I do take public transportation here in the city because I just moved here. And that's a big thing. I'm gonna let this dry. So you see a lot of, you know, being on the bus, stuff like that. You see a lot of people, you see homeless people, you know, and it just makes me think a lot of the times, kind of checking my own privilege within, you know, this coronavirus thing. Being able to have a place where I can quarantine and be safe, even though I do have to go to work in a public setting. Being able to have access to masks and PPE and stuff like that. And to so many of us, that seems so small. But it's a big deal. I mean, I see some people, you know, who can't get access to good masks. They're not getting access to face shields and, you know, the KN95s and all of that. I mean, they're having to use what they have, a scarf, or they're having to use a bandana. And I'm not talking about people who choose to. I'm talking about people who genuinely don't have access to these clean masks, you know, over and over, be able to replace masks over and over again. So I see that so much, and it just makes me think, like, the people that are really impacted by this particular virus are working class and poor people. Think mine. And I'm going to expand on that a little bit more. Because you're in this tough at being in that position, being in that socioeconomic class. For one, you have to go to work. Because they're not freezing these bills. These bills haven't stopped. And although there's some things that are trying to help with relief, you know, like local programs and stuff like that, that's it. I mean, as far as like the economy, you know, people are so worried about the economy. That's what, that bugs me the most, is that's been the biggest pushback about shutdown, when we should have been shutting down, was economy. And my issue with that is, there will be no economy if people are dying. You can't get no money if people can't come to work and everybody starts getting sick. And I just hate that we're not prioritizing people over money. And which, I mean, we already knew that living in this country, right? But it's just disheartening because you just see it happening right before your eyes. People losing their homes right now. People losing their businesses right now. People struggling. I mean, in the beginning, all those people, myself included, who had to go on unemployment. It's crazy. And then, you know, we had stimulus checks, but, you know, if you live in a place like, at the time I was living in Indiana, so it was okay, you know, it helped with rent. But, I mean, now that I'm living in California, I can't, that's what, maybe 1 month of rent? And I don't think that was just not enough to support people with families. Especially. And I think that was, again, that was another big mistake. I feel like not only should we shut everything down, but freeze rent. I mean, like I said, if people aren't making no money, they ain't paying no money. And I think, too, that privilege even showed, like, when everything was getting taken from the grocery stores. When you had toilet paper that wasn't there. When you had food that wasn't there. And people were stocking up on all of these things. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, if you have money, you can do that. If you don't have money, how in the hell are you going to be able to go to the store, buy up all this stuff that's supposed to last you for a couple of months? You can't unless you got it like that. And that's what I'm saying, you know, like, you see these celebrities and stuff, they can afford the best access to healthcare. They can afford to stay in their homes because they got this money saved up, or they got these businesses. The regular everyday person, that ain't their reality. And like I said, I know that's a hard conversation to have, talking about privilege and talking about what we should be grateful for, when, I mean, everybody is experiencing some form of loss, so I'm not going to take away from that. But it's hard to ignore. Like I said, the numbers show it. The statistics show it. And that kind of brings me into, too, like I said, access to healthcare. So with this vaccine coming out, let's take this. With this vaccine coming out, that was something that I wanted to read up on, because I was like, okay, who's going to be able to have access to it? When are we going to have access to it? How much is it going to cost? Because those are all valid concerns. So from what I saw, the people that are going to get prioritized first are people that are considered high risk, as they should, and healthcare workers, as they should. And I mean, that's still in the works of who's going to receive it when. I know they said the first batch of vaccines is supposed to be released Monday. So I'm filming this Sunday, so you might see it by Monday. But anyways, it's supposed to be this week. And they're going to do a couple hundred a day, because I guess the UK scientist finally has a vaccine for it, which was kind of quick. I didn't really expect, I know they said the first of the year, but I didn't really expect that we were really going to get the vaccine then. Oh, real quick, this is air spun powder in the shade Neutral. Yeah, I didn't expect us to get it that quick. I'm kind of concerned, and I know a lot of people are getting pushback. Just because I say I'm concerned doesn't mean I don't want to take it, but it is a fast turnaround for a vaccine. And so I just really hope that it works, because, listen, I saw a meme today. Whoever posted it, don't get mad at me, but I saw a meme today, and they're talking about, well, you put McDonald's in your body, and so why don't you want to put the vaccine in your body? I don't know, that's two different things to me, but, I mean, I get it, but two different things to me. But my question to you guys, and put it in the comments, do you feel comfortable taking the vaccine at this point? Are you a little nervous? Like, where are you at with it? But anyways, like I said, I was reading about it. Now, apparently it will be offered under Medicare. That's what they're saying, which is good. Now that didn't stipulate, I guess it would be free. It didn't stipulate if there would be a cost. And then I worry about with people who do not have health insurance, how they're going to get access. Because again, I don't know, I guess I just think like that. Like, I feel like there's some people that don't even have Medicare, so how are they going to be able to get access to that vaccine? But I think that it's good that, I don't know, we're getting excited about a vaccine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it'll take a while for all of us. From what they said, it'll take a while for all of us to be able to get it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's kind of one of those things where we don't have a choice. Things have gotten so bad, and I think maybe had we actually, followed, shut down guidelines, stuff like that in the beginning, then maybe we wouldn't be at this point where we desperately need it. That's going to bring me into two other things. These partial lockdowns, I don't know, and these restrictions, I feel like they're ineffective because they're not really closely followed or enforced. And I don't think you have to go crazy with it, but things just aren't consistent. That's my biggest thing with this is we keep having the same results because we keep doing the same things. And even like when they were doing travel bans, again, not consistent. Like, you could travel out of Indianapolis, but you can't travel out of Chicago, stuff like that. Like, everything is just kind of all over the place. Different rules for different places. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if this vaccine is truly the key to being done with all of this. And I think a huge part of why we're not able to implement, those type of restrictions is living in a democracy. And I'm glad that we do live in a democracy, but I think that's why, everybody's talking about other countries are doing better than us. Well, other countries have different styles of governments where they're able to tell people what to do. And that's where, excuse me. Now, I don't agree with wearing a mask as infringing on anybody's rights, but I think that's why people try to have that debate, is because that's another thing the virus is kind of making us question is, in a democracy, how much can you restrict people? How much can you tell people what to do? So I think there's that layer. That's the thing, is it's so many different layers to this issue and to this problem that we're really having to interrogate. And I think not just us, but now that we're going to have, a new president and all of that stuff that they need to interrogate as well. Cases are going up every day. People are dying every day. So I think not only do we have to see government changes, but we also have to do our duty, keep on social distancing, keep on doing things like that. It doesn't just it falls on us as well. Another thing I kind of want to get into, since we've kind of talked about all of that, is, what are you guys excited about doing once everything opens back up? That was much. What are some things that are on your to-do list, your wish list, that you're really like, once this is all over, I gotta go do that? For me, I would say, it's supposed to be sit with me and I ain't took no damn drink of coffee. For me, I can't wait to be able to travel again. That's what I miss the most, is being able to travel. And being able to create, because that's another thing I want to talk about. I think, like I said, for anybody right now, it's hard to be productive. So many times, y'all, I'm just talking and I'm doing the wrong step. Okay. That was not what I meant to do. Oh, hold on. Let me get my life right. Let's bronze. Then I'm going to do, I'm going to bronze, do my eyebrows, my eyeshadow. Everything else from this point is going to go quick, y'all, I promise. But anybody in general, it's hard to be productive. And I know it's like, okay, we got this downtime, so start a business, do this, do that. you know, focus on your craft. And I don't know, I have such mixed feelings about that because I think it's so easy to say that, but so difficult to implement, right? How do you, I think especially as a Black person right now, you know, not only are we dealing with the virus, but also trauma, also violence against Black bodies, all of these things. How do you stay creative? How do you stay productive? How do you even have the drive to want to make anything? I mean, that's why I haven't even been as consistent as I once was. Because you're so worried about other things. You're worried about finances. You're worried about, so how do you, you know, fund your craft? You're worried about, you know, being out too much, being around too many people. And I think especially in a creative industry, you do work a lot with people. So it's difficult. And I don't think I have even gotten to the point where I've been able to navigate being creative right now that well. Doing my brows and talking is not working. So I'm going to do my brows. And then I'm going to come back. Okay, I'm back and my brows are done. I'm sorry, y'all. That was just too damn difficult for me to be doing and talking. I ain't a pro yet. But no, like I said, and there's no shade to anybody that's taking this quarantine as being able to be productive and do those things. I mean, I commend them. It's just so difficult, and I don't want anybody to be hard on themselves because right now is a mentally strenuous time. You got so much time, you know, to just sit by you're alone all the time. You have all this time in the world to be, you know, rehashing situations. At least that's how it's been for me. It's giving me too much time to think about things. And it does take a toll. So I'm just taking this palette. It's a Juvia's Place palette. I'm just taking this brown shade, y'all, and blending it into the crease. But yeah, I don't want anybody to be too hard on themselves because just being able to survive in a time like this is an accomplishment within itself. And anything else that you can do, I mean, besides that, you know, be proud of yourself. But I feel like that's all you can really do at this time. And I'm praying for everybody because it hasn't been kind to anyone. So we're almost done here. Just have my 2 favorite steps left. So I'm gonna highlight my face, and I'm gonna put y'all onto this lip stuff that I be using. So highlight. Y'all don't think I just go here. Okay. Alright. So now lips. This is a lip that I do all the time. Let me tell y'all, this is the top tier nude gloss combination. So first, as you can see, this has been really loved on, but this is NYX Cold Brew. You know, no pun intended. It's just a dark brown liner. I don't know why I keep using the monitor, but I'm just like, that. Then, once you do that, just grab any clear gloss, whichever one you want. And then, listen, y'all, this was gonna set the shit off, listen. Okay, so then the NYX Intense Butter Gloss and Peanut Brittle. Just top tier. And now we are done. So I'm gonna put my lashes on, mascara, all that, take my hairspray off, and I will be right back with y'all. And yeah, that concludes this video. Thank you guys for tuning in, you know, sitting with me and chatting with me and bearing with me because I know it's gonna be a little rough, y'all. But on a serious note, I just want to leave you guys with this parting thought. You know, for anybody out there who has lost a loved one during this time, lost their home, anything like that, I just want you to know that I'm sending you love and I'm sending you prayers. I know that this is a lonely time, and when you're in your own bubble, you don't feel like anybody's there for you, but just know that we're all in this together and you're not alone. And yeah, I just stay strong, you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video in the new year. And see y'all later. Bye. The responsibility falls on us.